So when you look at a problem like this, the worst thing that you can do is you start multiplying, all these terms together. So that is the worst thing that you can do. There might be a path towards that, because if you look at the term carefully, what will happen is that there'll be an x4, x raised to power 4 on one side, and x raised to power 4 on the other side. Both these x4 will cancel, and you have some equation finally in terms of x cube. Then you can find one factor, and using that one factor, you can use the divide long division method, and then you can find the second and the third factor also, because this will be finally be an equation something like this. But that would be a pretty long method. When you look at a question like this, you should always try to understand that there might be some shortcut. Try to look through the question and try to find the shortcut. Now the shortcut in this case is, if you look again carefully at this question, if you make these factors x plus 2, x plus 5, x plus 3 and x plus 4. Now when you make factors like these, what will happen is you will have some terms in terms of x square plus 7x. Similarly, if you look at these two, if you multiply these two, you'll have some quadratic equation which will look like x square plus 7x. If you make factors of x minus 2 into x minus 5, you will have some quadratic equation which will look something like x square minus 2 minus 5, something in terms of x square minus 7x. And when you look at these two, if you pair these two, you will have some quadratic equation which will look in terms of x square minus 7x. So you really have to look through these kind of questions to come to arrive at some inkling of a shortcut. Simply multiplying all the sectors, making a equation in terms of x4 would be, yes, there would be some path which will lead toward that, but I think it will be a longer path. This would be a shorter path. So these are the this is how I want to proceed. I'll multiply these two, I'll multiply these two, I'll multiply these two, and I'll multiply these two, and let's see what happens. So when I multiply these two, x plus 2 and x plus 5, this is the term I get. When I multiply x plus 3 into x plus 4, this is what I get. When I multiply x minus 2 into x minus 5, this is what I get. And when I multiply x minus 3 into x minus 4, this is what I get. So these are the terms that I am getting. And now when I look at these again, what I understand is that you look carefully, x square plus 7x plus 10 and x square plus 7x plus 12, x square minus 7x plus 10 and x square minus 7x plus 12. So what you do is you put whole of this x square plus 7x plus 10 as a, and this x square plus 7x plus 12 would be equal to a plus 2. I hope you are getting the point. X square minus 7x plus 10 is equal to b, and then x square minus 7x plus 12 would be b plus 2. I hope this is making sense. So this would be a into a plus 2, and this will be b into b plus 2, and this will be equal to 1. Now I'll solve this for a and b. And when I solve, this is a step that you'll have to see. Finally, I arrive at this. When I arrive at this, so now I have these two cases. One is that a is equal to b, because a minus b is equal to 0, therefore a is equal to b. This is the first case. The second case is a plus b plus 2 is equal to 0. This is the second which I'll have to solve, and this is how I'll get the the factors, the solution. And as I've told you earlier, this would be this will reduce to some cubic equation, and because it's a cubic equation, there'll be three roots. There'll be three roots. One thing that you need to understand about cubic equations is, if uh, okay, we'll discuss this part in some other video. Let me skip this. Maybe I'll discuss that in a separate video. Uh, Basically, I wanted to discuss the properties of solutions of cubic equation. Cubic equation. I think I'll discuss that in a separate question, in a separate lecture. But anyways, now if a is equal to b, then the solution that I have is that x is equal to 0. This is my first. This is my first solution. This is my first solution. And case 2 is that a plus b plus 2 is equal to 0. Then I put the value of a and b. Uh, I know a is equal to this, b is equal to this. I just put the a and b, and then I solve for x. X square plus 11 is equal to 0. X is equal to plus minus root 11. So these are the solutions. Actually, what I wanted to discuss about the properties of solutions of cubic equation is that see the conjugate pair would always be there. Conjugate pair, if you have something in terms of plus root, there will be a minus root also. So these two are complex, and this one is real. We'll discuss this in detail in another lecture. I'll put the link in the comment section. You can have. So I hope you like this. See, if you are the kind of student who enjoys going beyond the syllabus and looking at such kind of interesting problems, so it always helps. So this would be your syllabus. These kind of questions actually take you beyond the prescribed syllabus, and it's always good to do such kind of questions. I hope you like this question. We'll meet again in the next lecture. So take care.